What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Deontay, the Bronze Bomber, Wilder. And you know, a lot of people give me major shit on this channel for bashing Wilder. But I'm simply critiquing Wilder in a lot of things, and I catch him in some shit that he'll say. And you know, I do that with anyone. I'll counterpunch anyone. And Deontay Wilder, the more he stays in the spotlight, the more he leaves himself open, you know, to be counterpunched in that manner, right? I know he wants to be popular. I know a lot of things about Deontay that a lot of people don't want to admit, but it's true. He wasn't allowed to stand on his own, if that makes sense. He wasn't allowed those type of fights that was going to get him where he thinks he's at right now. See, what's going to happen, he's got a break because the one fighter that was on the very top is not. So you automatically have to look at the fighters below that. Now, Deontay has a fan base, but Deontay's fan base were like old Floyd Mayweather fans. They had to find someone to cling to, right? And Deontay Wilder had the record. You know, he was, he's advised and pretty much managed and everything else by Al Heyman, right? And I feel sorry for Deontay Wilder because, like, he doesn't really understand that where he could be in the sport, he wasn't allowed to be. And that's the saddest thing about it. You know, you don't have a manager that manages two of the top fighters, because Wilder was a fighter. He was a heavyweight that was undefeated. That same manager, which is Shelly Finkel, he managed Klitschko. We know that. If you guys don't know that, you should know that. And the funny thing about it, where Anthony Joshua was fighting Klitschko, he was fighting Stavern. There's no comparison between Klitschko and Stavern, guys. There's none. He got that fight. First of all, Stavern was the guy that he fought to get the WBC belt. You know, he went 12 rounds with Stavern, right? And then he fights Stavern again, knocks out Stavern, right? Knocks him out in one round. But how old was Stavern? 41? Oh, so was Klitschko. But again, who in the hell in their right mind is going to compare Klitschko to Stavern? Those are two different guys on two totally different levels, right? But who was orchestrating these fights for him? Who was making these fights? Shelly Finkel. And I keep telling people, Shelly Finkel wanted to knock Joshua off. Shelly Finkel had no intention of Joshua fighting Deontay Wilder. None. Because you don't put your best fighter, like he had Klitschko, in with a baby, and then that baby or that young fighter beats the most devastating puncher and the king or the ex-king of the heavyweight division, right? There's no way that guy does that and you put your other champion in there. You're not going to do it. And that's why he didn't do that. Shelly Finkel did not want Deontay Wilder to fight Anthony Joshua. That's why it was all the bullshit, all the stalling, all the ignoring of the emails and the offers that Eddie Hearn was over there sending. You see what I'm saying? To get this fight happening, because at the time it was like a 50-50. Because if Deontay can land that one punch, but he doesn't have skill, but he has power and he's strong and he's fast, right? He has heart. Joshua's a textbook fighter, gold Olympian, right? All this was coming together. But the fight didn't happen. So not only did the fight never happen, Deontay Wilder never really got his opportunity to show who he was in the sport to get some of that damn Joshua money. And what's bad about it, he's not smart enough or not clever enough to understand what has really went on, because instead he's riding a train of popularity that he's never had, and because of that, he doesn't even see what he missed out on. That's the sad thing about Deontay. He doesn't even see, dude, you missed $100 million+ dollars. He'll never make that shit with Tyson Fury. And I just dropped a video, I'm loading it right now actually, about Tyson Fury never even sign for the fucking rematch. So what does he really have? When he fights Luis Ortiz, he drawed with Tyson Fury. So the only win you have is Luis Ortiz. And you're fighting him again at what age? 40? So now you're fighting a 40-year-old man like you did before. So now you fought Stavern twice. Now you're fighting Ortiz twice. That doesn't look good. In fact, that looks like a pattern. It looks like a pattern of someone orchestrating your career and not letting you shine the way you're supposed to. And that's what's happening to Deontay Wilder. That's why I feel bad for him. See, they're blinding him with all this new shit that he never known and never had. He never knew what it was like to make $10 million. Are you crazy? $10 fucking million for Deontay Wilder? He doesn't know about that type of money, people. Last year, he got 2.5 for fighting Ortiz. He got $4 million for fighting Fury. They say they got some back-end money, but you got to disperse that shit and split it up between so many different people. Come on now. It wasn't that much, people. He cleared, they made enough money to pay them. Okay, so that was 250 buys. So if they made over 300, that's 50,000 pay-per-view buys plus another 20,000, right? They made over 300,000 pay-per-view buys, mind you. Okay, so 50,000 buys, how much is that? You know what I mean? If you do the math, that's not a lot of money coming back to them. So he might have ended up with 5-6 million, maybe. Because we don't know how much that was split up between the networks and the camps and the co-managers and the promoters and the advisors and all the other shit that was over there that had their hand out on Deontay Wilder. We don't know that. Okay? But now he's getting money that he's never seen before, and he's comfortable with that because he never had it. You know? But he doesn't see the potential in what he could have had. That's the sad thing about it. But that's what happens with arrogance. It blinds you. It blinds logical thinking. And that's what happened to Deontay. He's getting this money. And then what's sad about it, he can't even tell you what he's getting. That's the fucked up part about it. So we don't know what you're getting, brother. Really. Right? It leaked out that you got $10 million to fight Dominique Breazeale, knowing damn well you were getting, you were offered 20 to fight Joshua, and you didn't even really want that. Obviously, now because you're making up fucking fights that say they're confirmed, they're not even confirmed. So, you know, it's sad. It's a sad time for Deontay, and he doesn't even know it. That's the sad thing. And he's comfortable with just fighting Fury again because he wants some get back. He wants to run that back because a lot of people think he lost. So he has to prove to these people that I didn't lose. This isn't a fluke. It was a late count or a long count or whatever count. He wants to prove that to people. You know, and if he doesn't get that opportunity to prove that, or to make an amends that he won, or to make this right, what else does he really have? Adam Kalnaki, that shit ain't gonna be on pay-per-view. You know what I mean? But he's the most talked about. He's the most popular fighter, according to ESPN. Why do you think ESPN is saying that? Why, some article from Dan Raphael is saying that he's the most, you know what I mean? That's someone's fucking opinion. That doesn't mean that he really is. What else is it based on? Sales? That's how marketable you are, right? That ain't shit. He couldn't even do 1 million buys on fucking free TV, right? Yeah, it went viral on the media when he knocked him the fuck out, but a lot of people didn't watch the fight as it was. People didn't view in. They didn't tune into that channel to watch that particular fight. Right? So you can't say that. What else can you say? The amount of money he makes? No. Because that's based on the amount of money he makes, how much he sells, how much, you know. How marketable is this dude? Right? That's based on that. So no, that's not a lot. You're sure in hell not getting paid. You're the lowest paid heavyweight there is. But you are the most talked about and the most popular. Sure, those knockdowns were dynamic, but look who you were fighting. You know what I mean? You didn't knock Fury out. The motherfucker got up. Officially, he beat the count. Officially. That's all that matters. Right? So he didn't beat Fury. He beat Luis Ortiz. He's fighting Luis Ortiz again, but what does that really do? Who really wants to see that fight? Just let's see, you know what I mean? I mean, not saying I wouldn't watch it, because I'm sure the hell's gonna watch. I'm gonna tune in. You know what I mean? I'm gonna support Luis Ortiz and Deontay Wilder, because you know I'm the only reason I'm happy it's on pay-per-view, like I told people, is because Luis Ortiz, I feel, if it sells, at least if it does a certain amount, he'll get his just due, and I hope he gets 3 or 4 million, at least half the fucking money that he was going to get for Joshua, because he missed out too, people. You don't understand? He fucking missed out too. He should be mad as fuck too, Ortiz. So yeah, I feel, but back to Deontay, I feel bad because he was held back. You know, where all the other kids were walking. You know what I mean? They had him in a fucking walker. They had him in a fucking baby stroller. You know what I'm saying? He was in a walker. They were just, no, you can't walk by yourself. You know, we got to handicap you. You're slow. You know, and I would feel offended if I'm Deontay Wilder to think, well, why would you hold me back for fighting someone like Klitschko? But you manage Klitschko, but you put him in a ring with another motherfucker, and he's making all the money and all the endorsements and all that shit. I would be bitter. And maybe deep down inside he is. But he'll never tell you that, because he wants to paint the picture that he's so happy and everything's fine and dandy. But when it comes to Eddie Hearn, he's pissed off. He's saying all types of shit about Eddie Hearn. But I wonder why. Because these guys are delivering their fighter the amount of money based on how much he can sell, based on what he's worth. You know? And Shelley and his team hasn't done that. They're trying some shit like, oh, hang in there and do this and do that. But that's not cool. And you shouldn't do that to someone. You know? Who says Deontay couldn't knock out Klitschko? Nobody ever said he couldn't. But they didn't want him fighting him, people. That's the point. So anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Deontay Wilder. You know, did they manage his career the right way? Should he be happy now? Will he get his just due now? You guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. You guys been Counterpunch. Peace.